This conference will now be recorded.
So guys, last class we saw about slicing, and then we have written a sample program with slicing, which is to reverse a given string, right? So Samuel said that it was not recorded. This when I was talking about this program, it was not recorded in the last session. So I just want to go through it. We know what is slicing and what is a slicing command to reverse a string, right? This is a string name, the variable name of a string, and this is a command we have to give. The start and stop is omitted because I want to, if you omit start, it is going to take the zeroth index, and if you are omitting this stop, it is going to go till the end of the string, and minus one is like the step minus one means the reversing a string. So here we also saw what is the input method. So here I am creating a variable and I'm actually using input variable where I am entering some prompt message. So this prompt message will then be given to the user in the console. Here it will display whenever they run the program. So the user is going to give some content, some input, which is captured by this input method. So it is going to give a prompt message, and after giving the prompt message, it will wait for the user to give some input. Once the user is given the input and press enter, it is going to capture whatever was given by the user, and it is going to pass it to input string. Since we have assignment operator here, it is going to pass it to input string, and then we are using a different variable name called reverse string, and we are slicing it, which is we are reversing it and saving into reversed string. So here I'm printing the output. Here this is my message reversed string, and then I'm just calling this variable. So this is how it is printed. Let me run my code. So it is asking enter a string. I'm just going to give this. So it has reversed it completely, and it is telling reversed string is this. Is it easy, or how do you feel this program? Is it easy and understandable? Okay. So generally what happens, you will be writing program like this when you are becoming a Python developer. If you are joining some company as a Python developer, you'll be writing some program like this using the method variables and all. But it will be a little more lengthy because you'll be doing multiple operation in one single program. Here we are doing only slicing. After that, they will be using that slicing and they'll be passing it to something else. So it will go on like that. So yeah, now I just wanted to show something with input. I can write the same program in other way also. I wanted to show you that. Maybe so I just gave new file, new text file, and it opened a file. I have to select the language, Python. Okay. So I can so here this is there, right? Let me put this here. Here I can give print like so instead of getting it directly in the input, I'm just printing enter the string, and then the next I'm creating a variable because I want to show the input the user have given. Only then I can process the input. Only if I store it in some variable, I can refer that variable and perform slicing on that content of the variable. So I'm just creating a variable input string, equal to, I can directly give input. So which will capture whatever was given in the last command in the after the print, whatever the user types, it captures and it saves into input string, and then I can perform slicing the same line and then I can print it. Here, instead of using the input and the prompt message in a single line, I'm just using it in multiple line. First, I'm printing it and then I'm in getting the input. This would work the same as this, but this is a shorter version. Whenever you use input, you can directly give the prompt message instead of writing one more print function. Got it? Okay. And one more thing I wanted to cover was about input. I mentioned that, 1 minute, guys. So I mentioned about input. It's a function in Python to get input from user. It displays a prompt message to the user, and it wait for the input. So let me run this command program again. So here until I give, even if I take 2 minutes, this is not going to proceed further. It is going to wait. So it will wait for the user to give some input. So I have given the input. So here I have given the input, but I haven't given the enter command. So in this case, it is not going to work. It is not going to proceed. So the user has to give the input and then press enter key. Until then, the program is passed. So the prompt message is optional. You need not give. Uh, See here, you're just entering this, and later you are getting the input. But without prompt message, it would be difficult for the user to know that the program is passed for this input. So I'm just giving a prompt message so that the user understands how the program is behaving. So once the data is entered, is captured by the input function, and then we are using a assignment operator to assign it to a variable. So here the input is treated as a string because always, whatever you enter with the input function, whatever the user enters, it is always treated as string only. Though you give number, it is treated as string only. So let me show you that. Number one is equal to input. So I'm giving this, enter your first number. I'm getting it as an input and saving into a variable num1. So then give enter. It is asking me to enter a number. I'm giving 45. Enter. So now I'm going to create number two. Number two equal to, yeah, I'm going to give 34. So now I have what is there in num1, it is 45. What is there in num2, it is 34. I want to perform addition on it. See here, what happening, it is printing 45 plus 34. Let me do one more thing. Num equal to num1 plus 1. It is going to throw me in error. So what's happening here is whenever you get some inputs from user using the input method, it is going to treat it as a string, not number. Even though I give 45, this is considered as a string, some character, not number or float. So when I do plus, it concatenates two string one after the other. So I see 45 then followed by 34. So, but when this is considered as a string concatenation, but when I add one to it, here it is not concatenation, here it is add, right? Because this is either this is string or number, after that this is a number. Clearly it is number, it is not string, right? Here in this case. So it is going to do perform addition. Here what happens when you try add number to a string, it is going to throw an error. We saw this in the last class itself. So it is telling that you can concatenate only string, not integer. So here it is integer, so it couldn't concatenate. It is throwing an error. So here the input is always treating the user input as a string. If we wanted to get the number from user, what should I do? I I cannot do anything, but after getting the string, I can change it to an integer. That's the only thing I can do. So what I'll do now, num1 equal to input. I'm going to, okay, num1 equal to input. So we already have num1, right, 45. So now I'm going to convert this num1. Let's say num1. I'm going to use a method called int, open and close bracket. Inside the open and close bracket, you have to pass a variable name. So I'm passing num1. So here what I'm doing is I'm converting whatever is given inside this int, whatever is given inside this function, the variable, I'm converting it into integer. So even though it is string, it is now converted to integer. Now when I give num1 underscore end, see whenever you print some string, you are seeing it in single quotes. Now you see it is not in single quotes because it is an integer. Now I'll do the same thing. Num2 underscore int equal to int of num2. So here what I'm doing is I'm creating a new variable called number to integer, and here I'm converting number to this variable into integer. So now num2 int, this is 34. Now I wanted to perform addition. Num equal to, so I'm printing num. So the addition is done. It's not concatenating here since it is an integer. It is performing addition and it's giving us an output as 79. Similarly, I can convert num1 f, convert a given string into float. So here num1 has string inside it. Same thing. We have not modified num1. So I'm converting into float and saving into a new variable called num1f. Similarly, num2 f equal to, let me print num. So it is converted to float and it performs addition on float, so that if you see decimal point after this. Got it? So always the input you get from user is string and you have to convert into num or integer if you wanted to treat it as an integer or float in your program. Any doubts? So let's see one more example using this input.
Yes, madam.
Let, mhm, yeah.
Can we store the integer into the same variable again if it is like num1 is equal to we have given a string as 34 or 35, and
Yeah,
even
I
when
can
we
do
are
that.
converting back.
Yeah, correct. I can do that. So here I'm giving the same variable. So here what it happens, it updates the variable. So num1 is equal to integer of num1. Now if I give num1, you will not see single quotes. Similarly, num2 equal to integer of num2, and then num equal to, so it is performing addition. Got it? Guys, is it clear now? Shall I proceed?
Yes, ma'am.
Sirisha said no. Sirisha, did you say no to update num1 and num2?
No, no, no. I said any doubt for that? No doubt.
Okay, okay, thank you. Is there any way we can change both num1 and num2 into integer in one line without doing it separately? Mm, so we can't do two operation in same line, and even though you can do it, it's not a recommended, because when you write some code, the main thing you have to keep it in your mind is it's readable by the other developer. So that is why we give commands and all. So here I can give commands like performing slicing to reverse string. So this is a command. This will not be executed by Python. So this is given so that the some user, because I am writing it today and somebody else is updating tomorrow or going and checking what is written inside this code, they should understand it. If I write multiple things in single line, then it's like it's not much readable compared to how you write in multiple line. So it's always recommended to write it in different lines, different operations in different lines.
The other day you have given us one quiz question like S is equal to hello world,
Uh-huh. So the thing
and
is,
it
when
was in
I,
the
okay,
it was in the same line like comma, and I
okay,
didn't get like if it is the same line or we should do it in two different lines, because if we do it in two different lines we are getting the output reverse string, but if it is the same line, right, we are getting an error.
mm-hmm. Okay. So the thing is, when I give a poll in WhatsApp, I don't have option to print it in multiple line. So that is why I have given in the same line. But
Oh,
how what you can do is, for example, num1, let me convert it into float. Okay. So num1, so num1 is having now integer, which is 45. I'm converting that integer to float. Now again, I want to perform num2. So now it is going to convert both, and num equal to num1 plus num2, and I'm going to print num. So it converted. So here I didn't see any error and it got converted. Maybe from, I mean, going forward, I will give semicolon when I wanted to mention two different operation in WhatsApp poll. But yeah, that was the reason I couldn't write in multiple line. I thought guys will understand, but yeah, I understood what the confusion was. But guys, when I give some poll, please don't go and execute every time, because I know You guys know how to run a code, but I wanted you guys to guess. It's kind of a fun, not like I'm going to judge like whether they understand, I mean, whether they're giving a right answer or not. It's kind of a fun. Uh, Even though if, for example, if I see some quiz and I can give wrong answer, that's no problem in giving wrong answer. You just guess there and give wrong answer, and then learn why it is wrong. Okay, I thought
Yeah,
this, but
but the
the
thing
output
was
is
like
that.
I wanted to see whether
Yeah.
it is executing in these two ways or only the one way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it no harm in going and executing whatever I give in poll. Uh, but what I'm telling is try to like first try to guess something.
Yeah, did ourselves, we
Most
should
of
do
the time,
ourselves first. Hmm.
correct, yeah. So it will be fun. No, if even if you give every time wrong answer, I will not think that they are giving wrong answer because I know you guys understand, but you're trying to guess something which I have not shown in the class. Because most of the time when I give quiz, I don't give something exactly what I've given, like kind of test. No, it's kind of fun game. Later you can go and execute and see what you get. If you're curious, you wanted to run, yeah, that I understand. You can go and do that, but initially try to guess. It would be more fun if you do that. So yeah,
Yes.
then so this is how you can run two functions, two separate operation in a single line with semicolon. So now yeah, let's try to create a project which will using the given you using the conversion which you learned today. So what we are going to do is we are going to convert kilometer to miles. So for example, there are many conversion in mathematical operations, right? We can convert centimeter to meter. We can convert Fahrenheit to Celsius. There are some mathematical uh, formula to do that, right? To convert a Fahrenheit to Celsius, there is some formula. So if you guys go and um, Google what is a formula to convert kilometer to miles, what you have to do is you have to divide the kilometer by you have to divide the kilometer by 1.60934. So you have to divide this number, constant number, with a given kilometer, you will get miles. For example, again, if you have miles and you want to convert into kilometer, you have to multiply it by 1.60934. So we are going to write a program which will convert a kilometer to miles and give the output to the user. So let me create a variable now, kilometers equal to, I'm going to get kilometer from user. Okay, then I'm going to convert it into miles and give back to user. So here I'm giving input of, so it is going to prompt some message to user and get the input. So I'm saving that input into kilometers. Then later what I'll do is I'm going to convert it. Okay. So I can tell that I'm going to create a variable called km as integer. So here I'm going to convert float of kms. Okay. And then miles. Here what I can do is I can kms integer divided by miles, and then we got the miles. Okay. So now So here, let me first see the output. So here I see a prompt. How many kilometers did you run today? I'm going to give 4 kilometer cycle today. So it is telling your 4 kilometer ride was this many miles. So here I see a lengthy output. So I wanted to cut short the decimal point. I mean, I don't want to have multiple numbers after the decimal point. I want only two. So what I can do, I can round it off. So I can tell that miles equal to round off. Here, when you give round, you have to mention the thing to round, what you want to round, thing you want. Then you can give how many decimal points you want. So here I wanted to round miles. So I will give miles, and then the decimal point I want is 2. Okay. So let me run the code again. This miles is used here. So after this, it is going to update the rounded one. The variable is updated, then that variable is printed here. Let me run the program again. So let me give 4. So now you see it is 2.49 miles. So what I can do, I can cut short this program. So
Hello,
yeah,
ma'am, what is the significance of round? Can you repeat once again?
yeah. So here, when I first time I ran the program, right here it is asking how many kilometer did you cycle? I gave 4, and then it's asking, it's in outputting your kilometer ride was, it's converting into miles and giving me 2.4854909465992227 miles. So I want to reduce the reduce the number of decimal points. Decimal points means what all the number, how many digits you are displayed after this point is called decimal numbers. So I want to cut short the decimal numbers. I don't want these many
Okay,
things. It is not useful. So here what I'm doing, I added a round function now. So round
oh,
syntax is you have to give round and then the thing you want to round, then the decimal points. Here I'm telling I want only two numbers after the decimal
number of
points.
decimals.
Sorry?
Okay, ma'am.
Okay.
Okay, okay,
So here, okay. So here it's giving 2.49. When I give 3, let me run it again. So here it shows 3 decimal points. Okay, 3 decimal number. So now let me comment this out. Control slash. I've commented all the lines. Okay. Control Z. Okay. First, let me cut short it. Mm, so here I'm getting the input, right? So here let me write float. Guys, before that I want to show one thing. So let's assume num1. We have num1 is 45.0 and let me convert it into integer. Okay, num1 equal to int of num1. So num1 is 45. Then num2 is 34.0. Num1 divided by num2. We are dividing a number. This is an output. Okay. So similarly, that's what we did here. We got kilometer and then we converted into float. I want to remove this. So what I'm doing is I'm getting an input, and while after getting the input, I'm converting into float and then I'm saving. So prompting a message here, it is prompting a message, receiving the input using this input function, and then it is given to float now. So the float will convert the string to float. Then it is going to, with this assignment operator, it is going to save it into KMS. Okay, so here I need not use KMS underscore integer. And again here, instead of running this and then rounding, what I can do, I can round it here. So first this is going to happen, then let me try that out. Num equal to round off num1 divided by num2. Then I want only 2 decimal. So here I'm doing division, and then the output I'm rounding to 2 decimal. So here num2. So initially this was the output when I divide. Now I perform round operation, and this is what I get. So I'm performing round while doing division only. So it is first dividing this and then performing round 2 and saves into months. Okay. So then later I'm printing it. Let me comment the whole out. Let me run. So it is asking how many kilometers did you cycle. Here I will give 4. It is going to give your 4 kilometer ride was 2.449 miles. Okay. So guys, was it easy? So Divya, yeah, you have a question related slicing. Yeah, tell me.
Okay. Okay.
Divya, we can take it at the end of a session. We can address your slicing question. So, guys, did you guys understand this program, conversion program? Yes, please tell yes or no. Okay, okay. So, I want you guys to write your own program. So, from today, since now we have a paid version class, from today I'll be putting everything in a document. I'll create a link and give, but I'll not add this program or whatever was covered today. I will add whatever was covered till last class, and I'll send out a link in WhatsApp. But guys, I want you guys to try to create a program which will convert Celsius to Fahrenheit. A fever we measure with 101, 102, right? So I want to convert Fahrenheit to Celsius or Celsius to Fahrenheit. Whatever conversion you want to do, you can do. But um, you have to mention how many. I mean, mention your fever in Celsius something. Send then you can convert the Celsius to Fahrenheit. So the
Ma'am,
yeah
can you explain the logic of the Celsius to Fahrenheit or Fahrenheit Celsius?
yeah sure.
Ma'am, I want to understand the 13th line of this code, the print one. I did not understand.
This you didn't understand. Okay, I guess you didn't understand this have and then curly braces, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Mm, actually, I have taken this in the previous class. Guys, everybody have the same question? Okay. So yeah, let me cover that again. So this is called formatting a string. Usually, how do we, so here we have two different things. One is the data I want to print as it is, whatever I give here, and then a variable name for which the Python goes and checks whether in memory whether some variable called KMS is there, and then it gets the output of whatever is stored inside KMS and then gives that here. Okay, pass that here. So this is two different things, right? Your content and the variable. So to do this, what I can do is, let me comment this out. What I can do is print. Your then space, and then I have to give the variable, right? Here I can give plus. Okay, I can give comma, and then the variable name kms, then comma km. So here what I'm doing, the content you want to print on your own, as it is should be given in double quotes. So your space will be printed, and then now variable name to tell Python that this is a variable name, not your content. I'm giving comma, and then variable name and comma. So here your content plus the variable, you're adding one to the other. I mean next to each other, you have to give comma. So it will add print this, then it will add this output to here, and then again it is going to print this. So let's try. So here, let me give space here and space here and then space here. So initially we didn't had space, right? 4 kilometer, 4.9 miles. Let me run this. So see here, I have given space. So this print, if I remove the space, it is going to remove the space. Okay, since it is comma, it is giving space, I can give plus. So this is how you usually print your content along with a variable, right? But there is a one formatting method where what
Then
you can. Mhm.
can we, in place of comma, we can add by plus also, no? Like concatenation.
Yeah, you can do concatenation, but you can concatenate not integer, only string. So since this is an integer or float, you cannot concatenate it, right? We have seen this also in previous class. I've shown you an example. So I have shown that, let's print, let's give choice is equal to 9, and I want to print. Guys, please pay attention in the class, and then and there ask doubts, or at the end you can I can spend 10 more minutes or 15 more minutes to clear your doubt. And what you have to do is, after the session is taken, you can go through the recording once. So from today I'll be giving you a document, right? You can refer it once before you come for the second session. So on session 3 you have to refer session 1 plus session 2. You have to go through it once, because while I'm teaching you will feel like you understood, because we are writing a code and seeing an output, but next day you will not remember anything unless until you revise it. So go through it again and again until that goes, it creates a strong memory in your mind, okay? Because this I have already took in previous class, but so it's giving me an error because you can concatenate only string. So if I change choice equal to 9, okay, I haven't given double quotes. So I'm printing it now. So it is printing. Here I can I can give plus. So it is printing. Okay. But when I try to print number 9, it is not printing, it is giving me an error. So plus you cannot concatenate, you cannot use when this is an integer. Only string you can concatenate. You cannot concatenate one is integer, one is string. You cannot do that. Both should be number. In that case, it does addition. Otherwise, both should be string. It concatenates. It displays one after other. You can't mix string with plus. So here, what I can do, I will update the choice back to 9. So instead of plus, I will give comma. So it is telling the 9 is printed when you give comma. So plus and comma we have seen. The other way to format string is f string. This is called f string. What you can do is you have to add f before this double quotes. In that case, you can pass a variable in curly braces. So there are two variable. I am passing both the variable in curly braces. I mean, instead of this way, you can do this. So here I have to check that whether the double quotes is ended properly, whether the comma is given between all the variable and the normal string which I wanted to print. This will be little tricky. So what I'm doing is I'm adding f and then f string, and then you can pass a variable in the curly braces. Whatever is given in the curly braces is considered variable Python, and it goes and checks the data and prints it here. Okay. Is it clear now why I have given? I mean, did you understand this line now? Okay. So yeah, we saw how to convert kilometer to miles, and Vivek was asking how to convert Fahrenheit to Celsius. So this is a formula to convert Fahrenheit to Celsius. Okay, Fahrenheit is equal to Celsius into 9 by 3 plus 32.
32.
Okay. So
Okay,
this is
okay.
how we have to convert. For example, your Celsius is 34 degree or something, which will be 101 degree fever, I believe. 101. So in India, we use Fahrenheit, but in other countries, they don't mention 101 degree or 102 degree. They mention 34 or 33 something. So this
Right.
formula you have to place, okay? You have to place that formula here. The remaining you can write on your own. So here I will go through again. We have given input function. We are using input function and then we are converting it here. You can do in two different line also. So I'm getting input and then I'm converting it, because whatever input you are getting is considered as a string. You cannot do any division on it. So I'm converting and then I'm saving and then I'm applying the formula and round. So three function we are using: input function, float or integer, anything you can use that function, and round function. Okay. Without round function also you will get an output, but your output want to look good, then you are going to apply round function. So three function you have to use to complete this assignment. So, guys, later today, you can write your own code. I mean, you can write in any way. I just want to see the output. So, I guess you guys have installed VS Code. You can take a screenshot of photo of this and post it in WhatsApp. Okay, anytime, but before tomorrow's class, please post the output. Okay, guys. Now let's discuss on the doubt which Divya asked on slicing. Divya, could you tell what is your doubt on slicing? A question related to slicing. Divya, are you there? Please
Yes, I
unmute
have posted
yourself.
it in the chat window.
Sorry?
I have posted it in the chat window.
Okay, so hello world, print what should be the answer? Um, we are never going to use negative in step and okay, let's see. So we have hello world, right? And then the index is 0, 1. So hello world here 0, 1, 2, 3, 9. And then let me give enter. So it would be -1, -2. Okay, so you wanted to start with -5 and end with -2. -5 is this and -2 is this. Correct? -5 to -2. Let's check that. B equal to. You have comma also, right? I don't have comma here. You have comma and then space. Okay. Let me give as it is. You have printed comma space W or L D. And you also have exclamation. Okay. So here I have to add one more thing for exclamation. Okay, let me add that. After hello, comma. Mm, undo this. Okay. So I'm saving this and then slice -5 -2. So this is start and this is end, right? ORL. -5 is ORL. So we already know whenever you give stop, it is not going to print that stop index. It's going to print one index before that. Only till here it's going to print. So if you wanted to print this, then you have to give -1. If you want to include D, you have to give -1. So it is giving from -5 start to end -2. So this is OR and L. Is it clear, Divya? Okay. Okay, you
Yes,
did
yes.
not give exclamation. Okay, I
Yes, I
understood
was
now.
very confused why I was not getting the same answer.
Okay, so there are multiple character. One is comma, the other is space and exclamation. Three different character was added.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
So did we have any class after slicing as well? Because I attended the whole class, but for this F string, I didn't know it was covered as part of previous class. Was there a
Actually,
class
F
on
string.
Saturday or something?
No, there was no class on Saturday and Sunday, and even yesterday I haven't taken the class because
Yeah.
I couldn't. But the F string, no, that was covered in demo session. The first 3 days or something, I have covered that F string.
Okay. Might be I'm not able to recall it back.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Yeah, okay. So anyway, guys, I will from today I will be adding the content. So I have a notes like this. Let me show. So I whatever I teach, whatever I print in this terminal and also in Visual Code, I've copied and kept it here along with the small explanation. Okay, so I will copy this and put it in the docs. So you guys should go through this. Okay, from the first demo session, what I've taken installation steps and whatever quiz we have seen till now, everything is added here. Okay, so I will create a link and give you guys. You guys have to strings are having inbuilt function. Yeah. So length is a inbuilt function for string. You're finding a length of a string, right? Using len. Okay. So there are other functions also. So we are going to create one project every alternative day like this, right? So whatever functions we needed for that project, so I make sure that I cover almost all the string, which is I mean all the function which is used in the real world. So whatever function we use in real world, I'm going to give it in the sample program so that you understand and execute on your own. Okay, so slowly we will learn all the functions which are really needed for your career and as a Python developer. So yeah, now what I wanted to tell is yeah, I will give the content. Please guys go through it. I mean, you need not. I mean, going through all the recording will be difficult, but you can refer this and you can I mean, you can revise it so you will understand and you will remember. But whatever portion you wanted to execute, you can execute on your own. You will understand even more better. But revise it so that you don't forget them. Okay? So it will create a strong memory. So go through it every day. Okay, thanks, guys. We can end the session here today. We will meet tomorrow.